Okay, I'm doing this as a salute and also as a acknowledgement of today. Today, this is if you gonna be listening to this as a replay. This is being recorded July 1st, 2023. This is a significant day today because it's it's Canada Day. So if you want to know the backstory of Canada Day, you can Google it. But that's not what this particular discussion is going to be about. This is pretty much going to be about the importance of Toronto house music, particularly the Toronto house music scene. And before I start, I want to give a special shout to all the DJs, all the supporters, all my peeps, everyone that lives in Canada that has supported me, has seen me play there live, has seen me play on Twitch, has been part of radio shows that I'm involved with. Thank you so much for supporting me. I appreciate this. And this is my love letter back to you. So, we're gonna get ready to start. So, what I want to do here is pretty much name 5 reasons why the Toronto house music scene is important in the city of Toronto. So, I mean, this can resonate in other cities and areas in Canada, like Nova Scotia, like Calgary, like Montreal. But since I have frequently visited and played in Toronto since 2018, I would like to just, signify and give a significant view on the scene in Toronto. So buckle up and let's get started. For those who know me and those who don't, I'm Househeadspeakz. I am a DJ and I've been DJing since 2017. And as I mentioned before, I have visited and played in Toronto since 2018, and it's been a joy for me and an honor and a privilege to be able to go somewhere that's different from where I live. I'm originally from Chicago, and to play, music, especially house music, to a different set of people who are very familiar with the scene. They have their own history about the scene, and they have full knowledge on the music, that's played out there. I mean, I played with some great DJs and producers that's out there, and like I said, I always appreciate any time that I'm able to go out there and play for them. But today we're going to discuss 5 reasons why the Toronto house music scene, holds significant importance, you know, for the city of Toronto. So let's start with reason number one. Before I start with my first reason, I want to also give a special shout out to Toronto's own Melanie Sullivan. As a matter of fact, the background music you're listening to is from a mix that she did on her One Level One channel. So if you go to YouTube and you type in One Level One Radio, you will find her mix, and then there's another mix out there. They're going to be doing specific mixes, and I'm hoping that my mix will be part of that particular channel soon. So let's get into it. We're going to go by my little cheat sheet, and the first reason we're going to talk about is cultural diversity. And it reads, Toronto is known for its vibrant multiculturalism, and the house music scene as a prime example of how this diversity manifests in the city's cultural fabric. The scene brings together people from different backgrounds, ethnicities, and walks of life, fostering a sense of unity and celebrating Toronto's multicultural identity. Now, for those who have not been to Toronto or visiting Toronto for its first time, I can tell you by experience that that city don't get no more multicultural because you have people there for different religions, different race, different ethnicities, different backgrounds, different sexual orientations, old, middle, young, you name it. I mean, Toronto is a serious mulligan stew. I mean, you can mix it. It's a mixed bag. Let's put it that way. And when you have house music to that mixed bag, it really brings people together, especially those who really embraces the music. And I can say that the Toronto people who loves and embrace house music, they know their history. They know where it came from. They embrace the history. They have mad respect for the history and the diversity that you see. I mean, when I play, I always am amazed. So how many people that I meet from different walks of life. I mean, it doesn't matter who they are, what they do, what they're about, what they believe in, what they don't believe in. It doesn't matter because when it comes to the music, we all want. And that's the one thing I could say this genre, which we call house music, solidifies among other genres. Other genres, it can be separate sometimes, but when it comes to house music, you know, it's always a unified front. So I do, and Toronto definitely specifies that. So let's go to reason two. Reason two, creative hub. Toronto house music scene serves as a thriving creative hub for artists, musicians, producers, and DJs. I'm going to stop right here to explain this. When I go there, that's the one thing that always fascinates me about Toronto, the city itself. But of course, it amplifies it when it comes to their house music scene, because you do see different artists there, different musicians there, different producers and DJs. I mean, as a matter of fact, one time when I was there, um I played at this one spot that's on Queen Street. And while I was playing, there was a guy that was playing the gongos, and he was on time, on beat, and it was awesome. It to me it amplifies the music that I was playing, and even though I was playing soulful for the most part, he still was able to listen to what I was playing as far as the beats concerned, and was able to incorporate what he was playing, what I was playing, and it was fascinating. It was beautiful, and I loved it. And also, one of the DJs that lives in Toronto, his name is DJ Ray Ray. Shout out to him. He does a segment on Mondays, and he does it with his significant other. While he's playing, she's actually drawing. So you actually see him playing on one camera, and you see her drawing because she's an artist. You see her drawing on the next camera. And then I also have one of my good friends, Arcadia. Shout out to Arcadia and Gene King, her who also a good DJ and producer. She also is a talented artist. So anytime you'll find her on Instagram or even on Facebook drawing while she's listening to while she has house music playing on the background. So it's it's that art, it's that combination of art and music that just makes things more enticing, more inviting, more it brings things to another level. So I wanted to point that out. Now, continue reading. It provides a platform for local talent to showcase their skills, experiment with new sounds, and push artistic boundaries. The scene encourages innovation and nurtures energy, emerging talent, contributing to the city's overall artistic reputation. Now, I know firsthand a lot of big DJs that came from Toronto that's doing well, like Demir. He's one of the mainstays up there. I think Hatris is actually from. I think he's from Toronto. I know he's playing there, so I know he's from the Canada area. I mean, DJ Sneak at one time lived in Toronto. Now he's in LA. Of course, he's originally from Chicago. Shout out to the house gangster himself. So to me, as far as creativity is concerned, you can't get more of a better city than Toronto. I remember the first time I was in Toronto, I visited there in between 2005 2006. Don't quote me on it. I know it's one of those years. And one Sunday, I have to be walking down. Yeah, I think I was on Queen Street. Yeah, I was on Queen Street. I happened to be walking down Queen Street, and I stopped by this cafe, and it was this band. You know, I mean, we're talking about drums, horns. They was actually playing, playing with live music while a DJ was inside the cafe spinning house music, and it blew me away. I enjoyed it. It was so much fun to sing. Now I've seen it a couple times here in Chicago, but but to see it, in another country, in another area, in another city, it just makes it more. It was just fascinating to see that, and in fact, I met the people that was there, and they invited me to a show that they was doing that Sunday evening, and I happened to win. They wasn't playing house music; they was playing like R&B and stuff like that. But it was still cool because I got to meet some people there that was actually from Detroit that frequently visits this one particular area, and the place was nice, and the music was very mellow. Like I said, it was a lot of funk and R&B and things of that nature, but it was still good. It was a good energy, a good crowd, a good vibe, and I had a great time. I really had a great time. So one thing I can say when it comes to creativity, Toronto has it in spades. Now, on to reason number three. Okay, reason number three: nightlife and entertainment. Okay, the house music scene plays a vital role in Toronto's nightlife and entertainment industry. It attracts music enthusiasts, partygoers, and tourists, contributing to the city's economic growth. Toronto's clubs, venues, and festivals hosting house music events, creating a vibrant atmosphere and often memorable experience. I think offer memorable experiences for both locals and visitors. Now, I can definitely vouch for that because, like I said, I've been visiting Toronto since, like I said, my first time was 2000, like I said, 2005, 2006. But since I've been a DJ, I have been visiting Toronto since 2018. The only one time I did not go to Toronto, of course, 2020, the pandemic. But the moment Toronto opened back up, which was in 2021, I was there and I had a great time. In fact, I played at the control room that night, 2021, and I think I played somewhere else. I think I played somewhere else. Oh yes, I did. I played at one of my friend Arcadia's. I played at her place. She threw a barbecue at that event because we went during Labor Day weekend. But to go back to what I was saying, yes, Toronto's nightlife, it is significant. The thing, one of its best features is you go there, especially if you're going there for house music. I mean, you are welcomed no matter where you're from, no matter if you live there or you don't live there. You are welcome. That's the one thing I always take from my business in Toronto. I feel as though I actually live there because they give you that feeling that, hey, you are one of us. You're among us. You may not live here, but as long as you're here and you're part of this, the music that we're part of, you are one of us. You are welcome. And it's awesome. And of course, like I said, they do have a lot of festivals and a lot of things going on. In fact, today, like I said, I'm recording this at um shoot, sorry. I'm recording this in Canada Day, which is July 1st. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there. My fault. There's a lot of good events that's going on. As a matter of fact, my good friend Melly Sutherland, whose mix you're listening to in the background right now, she's playing at two places. She's playing with DJ Sneak. She's also she's playing with DJ Sneak. Her one level one crew is part of that, and if I'm not mistaken, Rob the Boom is in that lineup. So I know that event is going to be incredible, and that's going to be at Toronto's Wiggle Room, and that's that place is like the place to go if you want to listen to underground dance music, because every time I check out on social media, they always have something going on, and that's pretty cool. And also, they also have something going on at Fresno. I played at Fresno before, and I love that place. In fact, as a matter of fact, for Memorial Day weekend, I was in Toronto and I went to Fresca. Even though I had a gig that night, I went to Fresca earlier because I wanted to see my girl play. And then there's some other people that was there, so like that. My boy Gino. Peace. Shout out to Gino. He's one of them. He's the main man that those Fresco's events, and be he is the one thing I can say about this guy. He really cares about the local DJs there, and he makes sure that they get their shine. And I do appreciate, and I also appreciate, him having someone who's not even from Toronto to be part of, those lineups. So it's cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's why I can say that as far as nightlife and entertainment is concerned, if that's what you're looking for, Toronto is the place to go, because no matter where you go, you are going to be welcomed. You know, they're going to welcome you. They're going to, they want to know who you are, everything about you, and they like, look, you're family, you're part of us. And if you're not accustomed to that, that is one of the best feelings to have. I know they have other things that's coming out the pipe because I'm talking to some people that's there. So, I can't say anything here, but I'm looking forward to whatever they have going on. But let's get to reason four. Let's talk about community building. Okay. House music has a strong community aspect, and the Toronto scene fosters a sense of belonging among its participants. That's what I was mentioning, you know, on when I was talking about the nightlife and entertainment. I mentioned about the community, the welcoming, the you're one of us when you come. That's that sense of family and community and unity that you look for when you're going to Toronto, and especially when you're part of their house scene. Okay, it brings people together through shared musical interests, fostering connections and creating a supported network. The scene's inclusive nature encourages collaboration, mentorship, and the exchange of ideas, ultimately strengthening the border community. Now, I'm gonna I'm gonna use this analogy as an example of how much Toronto itself believes in community. Now, like I said, the DJ that you're listening to in the background, Melanie Sutton. Now, I found her through Facebook. I, I till this day I don't know how we found each other, but we did find each other through Facebook. I had featured on a couple of shows that I was involved with in the past, and she always sent me mixes and things of that nature, and we kept in touch. Now this was 10 years before I actually was when I actually went out there and played for the first time in 2018. So when we finally met, it was like we knew each other forever. And till this day, every time I go there, I she always welcomes me. And through her, I met DJ and producer Jackman Jones. I have met the Mars Bars, Gino. I met Rob the Boom there. I have met my girl Arcadia with her man, DJ and producer Gene King. I have met Gazelle. She's an up and coming DJ. Make sure you look out for her. I met her. Um, Now G Money and DJ Cartel. I'm following through their Twitch shows. We haven't met yet, but I had the pleasure to meet his daughter DJ, and she is boss on those decks. I also have met Katie B. I met her. Um, I met Andrea Silver. I met Sicario. I think I met him. Um, I can just name people that I met there through Manly Southern all day. But that's how they feel about community building. I mean, through them, I'm able to network with the DJs and producers there, and also some of the promoters. Whereas when I visit there, if I want to play at a certain place, I can. All I have to do is ask, and if they have a spot for me, I'll play. If they don't, that's fine. I'll just go there and support the DJs there and listen to the music and enjoy myself. To me, it's all about just connecting with people, and that's what this music has been about since its inception. People getting together and enjoying themselves and having a great time. And Toronto, the city, signifies that. And I'm sure other cities and other places in Canada that plays house music does the exact same thing. But the reason why I'm speaking Toronto so much is because I have visited there frequently. So I pretty much have gotten the experience and the joy of being there and being among the people that I have been encountered with. And oh my God, every time I go there, I just have a great time. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to reason five. Reason five, we're going to talk about global influence. Okay, the Toronto house music scene has garnered international recognition and influenced the global electronic music landscape. Many renowned DJs, producers, and artists has emerged from the Toronto scene and made a significant impact on the genre. That's 100% true. I mean, there's been some producers that I have listened to and have purchased and played their music, and they have been from Toronto. And then there's still upcoming DJs and producers out there that's already there are in the works that's going to be blowing stuff up. In fact, uh, one particular producer comes to mind as Jackman Jones, and the reason I mention him because I met him when he was just DJing, and now he's DJing and producing, and his production is blowing up to the fact that now he's gonna be playing out in the UK, and that's why I'm glad this particular reason speaks volumes about the global influence that Toronto is having because now you got DJs that's coming out of Toronto that's also transcending their talents so the rest of the world can see. Uh, Let me finish here. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, the cities contribute the evolution and innovation of house music has helped shape its direction and inspire artists worldwide. Okay, Demir and DJ Sneak are prime examples. Now, even though DJ Sneak is originated from Chicago, I believe wholeheartedly the moment when he moved to Toronto, I believe his production has, changed dramatically to the point where now he's worldwide. Of course, now he lives in LA, but he's still frequently going visit his Toronto and he plays in Toronto. So that's just showing love for a city that invited you in and adopted you as their own. And Demir, if I'm not mistaken, he was born and raised in Toronto. So he has been one of him and Hattress, if I'm not mistaken. They've been the standard, the mainstays of Toronto. Now there are other DJs and producers that's out there. And I know there's a lot of DJs that's been the mainstays. I know the Mars Bar's been there for a long time. Rob the Boon has been, Toronto's workhorse. I mean, if you have seen his shows on Twitch, you'll know what I'm talking about. I mean, 10-hour shows, 12-hour shows. I mean, I done seen him done show, 24 hours. I mean, this dude is a machine when it comes to playing great music for a long period of time. And it's so refreshing to see that. If you have check out G Money and DJ Cartel, they happen to be brothers. They have their own Twitch shows and they also plays out. I know Junior Lopez, which I have not met yet, but hopefully to meet him soon. He's one of their mainstays that's been doing big. Of course, you got One Level One that's now as a collective they're really gaining some ground out there in the Toronto scene. You got my man Gene King, who has been one of the old guards when it comes to producing and playing house music, not only in Toronto, also in Montreal, where he lives, right now. So it's just been good to see these great DJs from this city that's been just making headway, not only bringing their own city to the forefront of the house music scene, but allowing the whole world to come in and saying, look at us. Don't sleep on us. We're doing some stuff here. Don't sleep on us here. We're doing what we need to be doing. We're doing stuff here. People are coming here. They know that we got the goods here, and it's so great to see. And all I want to say to all the house music, the house heads in Toronto, the DJs, the producers, the artists, everyone who's involved in the scene. Keep at it. Keep at it. Keep at it. Because the only place, this city can go as far as house music is concerned is up onto the weekend. Okay, overall, the Toronto house music scene is important for its cultural diversity, creative influence, excuse me about the fire engine, contribution to the local economy, community building efforts, and global impact on the genre. Now, this is what I want to put my 2 cents in, and this is what I want to say to all the DJs, the producers, and those who are in Toronto and who's in part of the Toronto house music scene. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your love, for your support, for always, welcoming me when I go visit there, whether I play or don't play. Thank you for allowing me to play at some of the great events and venues and clubs that's out there. I know I haven't played too many of them, but I'm sure, as the months and years, come on, in the future, I know I'll be playing. Hopefully, you'll be playing at some of the other venues that's there. I know the Wiggle Room is definitely on my bucket list. So, whoever's listening to this, just letting you know, I want to play at the Wiggle Room. I want that on my bucket list. And of course, a shout out to Herbert from Control Room. Man, I thank you, thank you, thank you, because that was the very first place I played when I started visiting in Toronto, and I appreciate that place all the time. Also, shout out to Jason and his radio show. I was invited to his radio show, my first time. Of course, big shout out to my man DJ Dave. I have nothing but love for you, my man. Nothing but love for you, and I always thank you for inviting me to be featured at your radio show as well. I'm looking forward to doing another radio show, with you pretty soon. Um, like I said, I just have nothing but love and aspiration for the city of Toronto. All I want to say about Toronto is you guys keep at it. Keep doing your thing because the rest of the world is watching. They are listening, they are looking. And I know eventually there's going to be some of the upcoming DJs that are in Toronto. Those DJs will be playing out in different places so people can see the talent firsthand. You know, I also want to shout out to Canada as a whole. Enjoy your special day, Canada Day, and much love to you. And we're going to close it out. Okay, that's it for the day. I hope everyone was able to get what they wanted to get out of this. This is something that I wanted to do, especially to show my appreciation for the city of Toronto, and then of course, since this is a special day for Canada as a whole, this is also my way of saying Happy Canada Day for all my fellow Canadians that's out there. Um, like, subscribe, share the video, you know, make sure that everybody, knows about my channel, Antoine House that Speaks. Make sure everyone follows me on, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All you have to do is search Househeadspeakz and you'll find me. Um, you can go to my website where all my shows that I have are scheduled there. That's www.househeadspeaksdj.com. You can also purchase my merchandise. In fact, I do have some designs specifically for Toronto and also for Canada. If you go to www.househeadspeakdesigns.com, and you don't have to wait to Canada Day to purchase those. You can purchase those all year round because it is mostly involves Toronto and Toronto's house music. So I definitely make sure that I incorporate those too. Until the next time, stay safe, everyone. This is going to also, since am in the U.S. and I'm in Chicago, 4th of July weekend is here. So happy 4th for everyone. But to my peeps out there in Canada, happy Canada Day. Much love.